How's it going, friends and family? Welcome back to the Real AF TV podcast show about fishing random takes from Atlanta, thousand lakes. I got you right where I want you, and now I'm going to eat you.
Oh, you fucking boogers.
This shit is not planned, and that's what makes it extra funny. Oh, this is the random take, and if you came here because you're into sports and VR, then you're in the right place. Thanks for finding us. We talk about fishing mostly. You can hit that up.
Yep.
Also.
Yep.
But Tim, for the people who don't know, run it down. How did we get here? We're talking sports and VR.
Oh, well, first off, I got a MetaQuest 3 for Christmas.
Yep.
What a gift. It's amazing.
Yep.
I have been so pumped. I've been playing this thing all the time, been trying to find new games. The only bad thing I'll say is that the battery life is a little bit weak because now we're talking about these sports, and with a basketball game, if I wanted to sit down and watch a whole basketball game, I could not because it would not have the battery capacity to watch a full basketball game.
Oh, all by itself, wirelessly.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be able to do it.
No, it lasts like 2 hours. But I suppose if I'm sitting on the couch, I could get like a long cord and plug it in. Then I suppose it would work.
Right.
But
that would work.
You can get like extended batteries that like go on the head strap in the back. Right now, it's literally just like a elastic band that goes on the back, but you can get another nice strap that like adjustable that they sell a MetaQuest 1
like it holds a battery pack in the strap.
It's like a back.
On
it's like on the back of your head. There's like a battery pack, and then there's like a cord that comes from that, and then the plug-in is like on your left temple.
Okay.
So and then it's back there. It's like a whole different pack. It's adjustable and shit. And then they sell the MetaQuest branded one for like $130. You're like, I gotta spend $130 on top of the $500 for the cheaper MetaQuest 3. That's kind of crazy.
Right.
But you can buy not MetaQuest brand ones for like $50 to $80 on Amazon. So just saying.
Yeah.
And they light up and shit.
Let's use the soundboard for a sec. I've been waiting for this one.
Charge it on your Amazon account.
Fuck yeah, dude.
But yeah.
Did you want me to skim the notes quick while you talked about this, or are we good to just roll?
We can just roll, dude. I don't think it's
really you got the notes because to make sure you keep your stuff out there.
Yeah.
And so, okay. Yeah. So that's where it started. You got you got a MetaQuest. Incredible gift.
And then as far as sports go, I'm just a fan of the sports. So I'm wearing my wool shirt if you're on YouTube right now. Yeah. But like, so I like basketball. That's my favorite sport. I also like football. You know, I like sports. Mainly just those two. I say like I'm more so I'm getting into baseball a little bit more now with the new rules because I can stomach it more.
With the play clock, basically.
I mean, it's just like I don't have time to watch a guy keep putting his hand up, taking a step back, tapping off his feet and shit, you know? Get it rolling.
That's actually why I played that organ thing too, because I was like, you're talking about trying to watch a basketball game.
Yeah.
I'm going to try a baseball game.
So,
motherfucker be dead before the fourth inning.
Right. So we'll see how that stuff goes, because I did have that as one of the later notes, but it makes sense to just say it now. I don't know about the other sports yet because it's not that time of year for those sports. Pretty soon we'll have like, you know, baseball coming up and shit. But right now it's really just basketball. I know that there's hockey, but hockey is not something I'm seeing on there. So I don't know how that works. But,
interesting.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, so dude, I gotta tell you, I was pumped as shit because I saw that my Minnesota Timberwolves were on the schedule for the VR, like immersive stuff. I'm like, hell yeah. And then I go into, so in the MetaQuest, there's the Meta Horizon world. and
Okay.
that has like different things that you can go in. It's all very cartoonish, different shit. But like that's where I was at a Blackpink concert the other day, just
Nice.
standing like basically on the stage watching the girls do their thing, and I'm just like, hell yeah. You're standing there with other people. And here's what I thought was funny,
Okay. Other
because
virtual people or
other
like other
no
real people?
other real people, but it's like your like emoji, not emoji, your avatar.
Avatar.
Your
Yeah.
avatar. So your avatar, whatever it happens to be, and you're
Yep.
standing there, but they can hear you. When you get close to other people, they can
Mhm.
hear you. The game knows when you walk away from people, you can't talk to them. Like
Right.
it's like a real life thing. You got to get close to somebody to be
Yeah,
able to
yeah.
hear them.
Spatial audio.
Yes, exactly. So you're
Yeah.
standing there and you look and there's other people that are just kind of like waving their hands and stuff. I'm kind of a nerd. I listen to a lot of music and a lot of stuff, so I know a lot of the stuff, and my avatar looks like me and
Yeah.
sounds like this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like at front row, just being like Blackpink, like singing the songs and stuff, looking at other people like, you guys know this all right? We're all fans. And just like, no,
We're all
these
fans here.
people are just like here for the friggin' because they have a meta quest. They're just like,
Because they have a meta quest and they just want to see what a concert's like.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Do. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Right.
That's real song. That's real Blackpink. What I just
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
it's real shit. I'm just like,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
And you're getting into it, and everyone else standing around is just looking.
They're just like, somebody put down that name. What does it say? What is it? Is it Shit Goose? That's my name if you're on there trying to find me. my tag is Shit Goose. Because it allows it.
Next Blackpink concert.
Find Shit Goose at the next Blackpink concert, front row, singing all the songs. The words I can make out, anyways.
You can see all the like. Okay, so to the game too. This is my question. Like to the NBA game, because you did watch the NBA game.
So I watched highlights.
Oh, okay.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
So I don't even know who to say fuck, but I say fuck Bally Sports, I think. Because it's just like a blackout deal, dude. I'm like I'm like NBA World or whatever. You start up, it like there's literally like a concession stand, like you can like make your own burger. Like you can go behind it. There's not like people waiting on you, but like you and other people can go and just like making burgers or whatever. And they have like a little area where you can like dunk. There's like trampolines and like basketballs and shit, and the physics aren't very good. And you know, trying to shoot it, like you flick your wrists and it just goes like straight forward. Like, well, I didn't fucking throw it like a baseball, but whatever.
I didn't. But okay.
Fine. So I'm just doing all this other stuff, and I'm walking.
So
like
there's
towards
like shit to do. In this NBA world.
Yeah.
Before. Okay, that's so cool.
And so you're walking, and it looks kind of like an arena, and you're coming into this screen. And I've been in here before where they were just showing like random highlights. But it was like of the game from farther away, not like close. Okay. But I'm like, all right, here it is. It's supposed to be tonight. It's right now. It should be on. And it's just this giant white thing. Because when you're in the Horizon world, it looks like just a massive movie screen to you.
Okay.
And it just white, and it shows the NBA logo. And it's like, due to your location, you can't watch this shit. Or, you know, whatever it says. So it's like blacked out. I know. So, and I'm like, that's stupid. It doesn't have any options for like you to sign up for any of this shit. And I'm just like, what if I signed up, you know, paid money or whatever, and I couldn't figure it out? And basically what I learned was that app is like, if it wasn't, if it's out of your I'm still going to check it out, because there's another one coming, but I think the 11th is the next time there's one on there. So I didn't get to check it out. And I probably could have checked it out beforehand, but I don't really watch a lot of basketball. That's not my team. There's already so many goddamn games already. I don't sit down and watch other teams. I just watch mine.
Right. Right. Right.
So, um, I did look into more stuff like the NBA League Pass is what they called it. And it's like
Yeah. Okay.
$49.99. I think it's for the whole season. So that's not too bad. It's like $50 and you get the whole
Right.
season.
Right. Right.
But that League Pass still, when you go in there, says that it's blacked out because of your area. So
Holy
it's
shit.
still stupid. You could pay $50 for the whole season and there's nothing you can do. You literally are cornered into, you have to figure out how to get Bally Sports and watch it through that.
That's
So, and I
fucked.
don't know if that's just how the NBA operates. I don't know if nobody can watch it, but that seems asinine to be like, here's a cool VR thing. You cannot watch your team because you live where your team is. Like,
Right.
I'm only allowed to
Like,
watch teams from far away. I don't
right.
get it.
Like I can't even unlock it. Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I didn't quite understand that. But so I watch highlights, right?
Okay.
I was able to watch some Wolves highlights and shit from the like VR stuff through X Stadium. It's X
Oh,
and then Stadium without the S. It's the X
okay.
in the place of the S. And that app is the shit, dude. It
Yeah.
is. So, like the science fair poster board deal
Boards. Yeah.
where
Yeah.
like
Where
the
it's like the
project board.
trifold.
This is like a 5-sided deal of that. There's like your like this is that's your that's like your dashboard when you open this up. There's the 1, 2,
Oh,
a little bit more, and then like 3, and they all have different shit on them. Like right in front of you,
what?
I'm not right in front of you is the X Games.
Oh,
Underneath
yeah.
that is some other, the UFC is on there. So they have all these different things on this dashboard and it shows everything. And then when you click on it, some of them bring you into different stuff. So I saw
Okay.
that there was the NBA because they have like the NBA immersive experience and then
Okay.
the NBA like multiple game thing. So I actually tonight signed up for the league pass because they had the multiple game thing. And I'm like, maybe I can see it on there. And again, no. So it shows
What?
our game up in the corner. So it's like one big screen in the middle. And then there's
Okay.
like little screens surrounding it,
Oh,
4
okay.
on each side. And
Holy
they're
shit.
all playing if there's games on. There was only one other game besides our game playing at the time.
Okay.
So which meant only that one game I could see because ours said something in the corner like Geo something.
Geo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's geo locked.
exactly. I think
Yeah.
it might have
It's
actually
location
said
locked.
geo locked, but yes.
Yeah.
So that's what it was saying for ours, but I could see the score. And then over on the other
Oh.
side was like the Nets versus somebody else, like game that nobody gives a shit about. So go and watch that. But so if I click on that, it has it in the little screen, but it also brings it to the big screen. So if you were on like a
Oh. So
Saturday,
you transferred from the small screen to the big screen?
yeah, but all the little
That's
screens
cool.
are still there, still playing.
Right. Right. Right.
So if you wanted to and you had that league pass, you could like watch all the games at once and then, see some shit
Uh,
going down or whatever. This game looks better. Click on that and just bring it to your big screen.
bring
You
it
could
to the
just,
big screen while the other ones
yeah.
still keep
Or you
going.
see one calls a timeout, click that other one because they're playing still.
Right.
So I thought that was super cool. And then the
It
immersive,
is.
when I was watching the highlights, that is a VR camera at half court, right on the court.
How in the fuck?
They must have it on like the announcer's table because there's always an announcer's table right there.
Oh, when you said half court, I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? In
Oh,
the
not in
middle
the
of the
middle.
court?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
how
no.
did they render that out?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the side, but you're sitting there
So
and you're
you're
just
court side.
100% right center court. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. It's
That's
awesome.
awesome, dude.
So you see the dudes like running back and forth and stuff. And I only saw that camera angle on the NBA. But there is the next one, because I have that league pass right now, is like the Cavaliers versus somebody else, but that is an immersive experience on the 11th. So I'm definitely going to check that one out, and I'm going to be like watching a game and see if they switch between cameras and stuff, because one of the other parts of this, it's almost like apps inside of this app. But one of the other things in X Stadium is ESPN, and you can click on ESPN. And right now, when it brings you to ESPN, because of the time of year it is, it's all college basketball. So it's like girls college basketball, guys college basketball. It's showing like, it still has like that trifold type deal. Where like, here's info
like kind of wrapping
about
around your head or whatever.
Yeah. And it's like, here's info about rankings, here's info about the schools, here's info about like other games and shit. Like, it's super cool how it's just like they filled up each panel with like different information. And I was able to watch highlights from those games. And I actually really liked the camera angle that they put a VR camera on the, like, not where like the stanchion of like where the hoop is, like where the padded part is.
Yeah.
So it's like set a little bit further back. And I thought that was a great angle. Like, who the fuck gets to stand underneath the hoop, you know? And it was low enough. It wasn't high, like blocking anything out from the backboard. It was low enough that you could see everybody moving around. You could see how everybody was moving proper when anybody drove to the hoop. I absolutely loved it. I was like, can I just watch the whole game in this? Like, just keep hopping back and forth between the two.
Yeah, because you could go to both sides of the court. Is that you could hop back and forth?
I couldn't choose to, but they had a camera on both sides. Okay. Because I saw with the highlights. Because in the highlights, it just keeps hopping from wherever they want to show the highlight from.
Oh, right. Yeah. Because you were highlight. Okay.
And every once in a while, they would actually show a camera angle from like where you would watch from home. But you could also see everybody in the stands. Like, you could all just see people walking around. It's crazy.
Because it was in VR.
Yeah. So basketball.
So it was like you were standing there as the cameraman.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. Okay. So honestly, NBA, I don't really have a whole lot to say because I didn't learn a whole lot because of that blackout deal, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But it looks like it'd be super sick if you can get it to work. So it depends on where you live, what the blackout deals are for that.
Right.
Or like if I guess if you're lucky enough that your favorite team isn't from where you live.
Right.
Sweet. Now you get to watch every fucking game, I guess.
Congrats. Right. Yeah.
Just dumb. I don't get it.
Congrats. It's still dumb.
But I'm going to check it out more with other games. But
yeah.
So I've been watching everything they have to offer. I've been checking it all out. NASCAR is like, I'm not a NASCAR guy at all, but they had it. So I'm like, fuck, dude, show me what this is about.
Better fucking check it out.
NASCAR is just like the immersive, or like all the different games at the same time, but it's the one race and you're allowed to change cameras. So you have all those small cameras.
That's what I was going to ask about the like immersive experience or whatever. It's like, do you think it's going to switch? I bet you it will.
Yeah.
But you probably have to pay your way in. So this NASCAR one, you were just able to do it?
I was like highlights, but like I could watch the whole race. Like it had the whole race there. I clicked on one of the races, like Bruce Buffer. Like I was only there for long enough for Bruce Buffer to come in and be like, hey, Bruce Buffer's going to kick us off. Because he comes out and like, let's get ready to race. I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. But I'm just like, oh, fuck, you click all this stuff. And I'm looking at it all. And a part of me was like, that's a little bit lame that I don't get to like have a camera next to the fucking racetrack. Maybe you do though, if you go a little bit further in the race, but I don't think so. That'd be weird if it like completely changed. They probably lock in the
VR cameras.
Unless one of the other cameras was a VR one, but it's not, that's not a VR camera. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
it's with those ones. I maybe I didn't explain that right. It's just a flat screen with a bunch of other screens next to it. So the virtual reality part is like it uses your camera. So in your living room, it just looks like you have all these screens floating.
Like you have a ton of different screens.
Yeah. So you're just able to play around like that. But when you do the immersive thing,
it's just flat angles or it's just static angles around the racetrack. and
Yes.
then you can switch it as the race is going on, presumably to be closer to the cars
Yeah,
as
exactly.
the race is
Yep.
going on.
And you can see all of you have like your whole control panel just floating
Mm-hmm.
in front of you, wherever you might be, you know? So you can sit
Right.
wherever you are and want to set it up.
Yeah,
So
you can walk and take a piss and not miss a minute.
hell yeah, dude. Well, it gets a little bit tricky because it constantly wants you to like recreate a new boundary because it's trying to
Oh,
make you
right.
safe so you
Okay.
don't walk into shit if you're in like an immersive thing where it's not using the
Right.
cameras, you
The
know?
AR
Yeah.
that you're
So
talking
you
about.
got to
Yeah.
make a boundary that's safe for you, and then if you get close to the sides it shows you like this giant grid wall, so you
Gotcha.
know like fuck,
Yep.
I need to move back this way. If I keep going that way I'm gonna run into the fucking wall.
Right.
But so that was cool. I tell you what, my favorite thing that I've done on this so far was the X Games, because the X
Really?
Games was VR cameras
Yeah.
for,
Yeah, dude.
so the super
Winter?
pipe winter is all winter X Games. So the
Yep.
super pipe was, if you've ever wanted to really understand what it is you're seeing,
Uh-huh.
check out the super pipe in VR, because you're on the pipe, but not standing. You're like above where the cameramans are, because you can see the cameraman. You're like another like 3 or 4 feet above them, like mounted
Oh,
on a
okay.
pole or whatever.
Yep.
And these dudes are just fucking not only airing over you, but they're jumping from like 30 feet to your left
Oh
and
my
landing
God.
like off camera over here, because it keeps switching between the cameras.
Holy
But they
shit.
are, and just getting up there and the landing and the taking off and everything, to see the rotations that they're doing and know that they're landing on a wall.
Uh-huh.
One of them, those walls in certain places, to make you understand how steep this shit is,
Mm-hmm.
they cut to another camera
Mm-hmm.
where the guy was already coming towards the pipe. And
Mm-hmm.
because they cut to a camera and they don't tell you they're cutting to a camera,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh, all right, where is he? And he fucking came up right in front of me, and it scared me because I didn't see him. I couldn't see him.
Holy
All of a sudden, I was like,
shit.
oh shit, there he is. That's how fucking steep those super pipes are, dude. It's
Oh
nuts.
my God. You couldn't even see because he
I
was
couldn't
he
see
was
him.
in the bottom of the pipe and you couldn't see him
Yeah, from my angle,
from
I
your
would have had to
perspective.
been
That
like
yeah.
on the edge looking over.
Right.
But it literally
Holy
like caught me off guard, where I was like, where is it? Oh shit, there he goes.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And
but
when you say VR camera for the X Games, you mean literally like you look to your right and it's 3D. It's like 3D shot.
it's,
And I mean
yeah,
3D like and you follow from your right to your left as that person goes sailing across.
yes, it's like you're there.
It's you are moving your head
Yeah,
around
on
in 3D space to watch it.
in the highlights of the super pipe, it was a little
Mhm.
bit, uh it felt a little bit less realistic because of how many times they changed camera angles.
Sure.
But for the knuckle huck and for the big air, which they
Yeah.
did for skiing and snowboarding,
Sick.
you're just standing on the knuckle. You're
That's
just
it.
there. You're just,
You're one of those dudes hanging out right there on the
it's
knuckle.
you standing here, the cameraman's there.
Yeah.
You look across the way as you're waiting for the next guy to come down. It's the cameraman on the other side. It's like the first aid people are
Yep.
standing there ready to jump in and stuff.
And you
And
can
you're
see
just
him.
and you literally watch them go from here and then like hit the thing. And dude, so many times when I was watching it, and I go, oh my God.
Yeah, dude.
They were just,
It is so fucking awesome.
it was so, I mean,
like you couldn't control it because it just like was so good.
I mean, put it this way. Have you ever watched a 1980 performed over your fucking head? Oh shit, look at him fucking, we're just a whirling dervish over here. Look at that guy go. And then he's landing, like some of those guys were landing way down there. And I'm like,
Deep.
I can't. And just to watch him like air, just like fuck. and then you see where they're gonna land, and they land, and you're like, oh damn, dude, how your knees make that shit? That was nuts. So far down. And then the knuckle hucks too, dude. Never have I appreciated how cool those fucking moves look when they do like the real like laid out just over the top of the snow as they're not the crazy rotations like doing double
No,
corks over that shit. It's the guys that just slowly like are
are
just
just like inches away from the top of
seemingly
the
just like
knuckle.
floating over the space until they get over it, and then they'll like flip out of it at the
Right.
end. It's like, fuck, dude, that looks so sick.
Yeah, dude.
Because you're right there, you're on the knuckle. You're like, look at him, just he barely
Right.
fucking cleared that shit. That was so dope.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
That's so fucking
So
cool.
the X Games was excellent.
That sounds awesome.
They have a professional wrestling that's like it's like some but it's
Yeah,
something
dude.
I've never heard of before. It's like and maybe people would be like, "You never heard of that?" I don't know. I'm not a huge professional wrestling guy, but I'm watching some more of it because I have a 5-year-old boy, so we're getting into wrestling, you know.
You're starting to get into it.
But
Yeah.
but this one is like it's like the Lucha Libres, but it's like the Lucha
Oh yeah.
Libres like worldwide or whatever. And they
Okay.
have the Hardy brothers that were like
Hardly boys.
the Harley boys that no, they're like the Jeff Hardy and whatever his brother's name is. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah. The Hardy brothers, I think they call
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
right?
And they were like wrestlers in the WWF when it was the WWF, and then I think
Yeah,
they
when it
went to
was the WWF
WWE, and
still.
then
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I think that Jeff Hardy like had some serious drug problems. I've heard some of those stories and stuff. So
Mhm.
like they left for a while, but now they're in this. It's like
They're masked
nothing.
up.
It's no, there. It's like nothing but masked wrestlers, and then like and the Hardys
And the
You're like,
Hardys.
okay, whatever, cool, dude.
Oh, okay.
But there were some other non-masked dudes, but like they're not like the big ticket items.
Right.
So like when you break it down and you have like, you know, your dashboard where it's like, here's this and here's this, because when you click on the wrestling, it brings you to a separate dashboard of just wrestling, you know?
Yeah.
So it's showing like all these
This
different,
is still
like,
all in that stadium.
this is
app?
all like literally everything I've been doing is in the app. That's why
This is
I put
so
in
crazy.
that's why I put in the notes, X Stadium is where it's at. Cause I think this shit's the best. But I'm watching wrestling and I'm from like the turnbuckle. And because they're not like regular athletes and they're there to like perform, that like one wrestler comes up to the camera and he's like, in my face. I'm just like,
Oh,
he
dude.
gets it. He knows what's up,
Yeah, he
dude.
gets it. He knows to work all the camera angles.
Yeah, exactly. But like you're in, it's like an octagon.
Okay.
Maybe not an octagon. It might be 6-sided. It's weird. I wasn't really paying attention, but it's not
Okay.
your regular wrestling ring, but you're in one of the corners. So like you're
Oh,
watching
sweet.
them like flip off and do all this other stuff. So I didn't do that for a long time, but it was funny to see like some of the maneuvers they do are like, damn, dude, that was gnarly. Like the moonsault, you're like doing a half backflip off
Yeah.
of the top rope, landing on
Yeah.
somebody. Like to see it up close, like that
It's
was
a forward
wicked.
half backflip too, right? Like
Yeah.
a gainer but half back?
Um.
Because they land on their stomach, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Or am I thinking about a
No,
different one?
I think a moonsault's just like a regular backflip. It's just like a 3/4
Okay, just the
backflip.
half backflip to
Yeah,
flop.
you just like
Okay.
go backwards and then land on your stomach on them.
Yep.
And apparently that hurts the guy laying down bad because it
Right.
sounds like I feel like the guy jumping off the ropes would get it worse, but whatever.
Yeah, it does. I used to do them on the trampoline and fuck up your neck so bad. It's
Oh yeah.
you get whiplash basically from doing it.
Oh,
It's fucking
for sure.
stupid.
Yeah. I think there are like I want to say that like you can do the forward like you're talking about, but I think they call
Yeah.
it something else like a shooting star press or some shit.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Uh-huh. It's got to have a cool name.
I knew a lot of the terms from playing the games back in the day because
Right.
you had to like give your person the move, and then they had all the
Yep.
names of the moves, and then you wouldn't know what any of them are, so you're just like clicking on them to watch them. Like, oh, that's what that
Yep.
one is, I guess.
Yep.
But
that's how you learned it.
yeah, so that wrestling, when they're doing those big moves, it's awesome. When they're not, you're like, God damn, up close, it's so fucking fake, dude. They're just like people faking the shots before they come. Like, I don't think
see him flinch before the fist even gets close.
I don't think this was made to be watched this close.
There's a reason why there's like a big space around the ring.
Yeah, exactly. So not shitting on them at all, because I'm not one of those guys that's just like wrestling's fake. Like, I get it.
Right.
It's staged. The outcome is predetermined, but it's all like real shit. But like, clearly,
but it's real stunts.
Yeah,
like
real,
real
we're
stunts,
on the
same page.
But
it's real stunts. They're really acting.
Right, exactly.
Like,
but those punches and the kicks are pretty weak. Like, the guy's in the one was in the turnbuckle where he's trying to act dazed, and the other one runs at him and he just barely moves, and the other guy just like literally like running like this, and when he runs out of the way, you could see him like lift his arm to like miss him. Just like, I don't think I should be here.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta go.
Yeah, but they have tennis.
Was that a VR cam too, or was that just
was
a flat
VR
cam?
Nope, that was VR. Yep. So that
so you can look behind you in that instance too. Right?
No, the VRs don't have a turnaround, because those are like the fans. So it doesn't do. It's like a 180.
Oh,
it's like a full VR, but it's just like blacked out behind you.
But they've turned off turned off like 180 of the sphere. Basically.
Right. Yep. It's the same thing for the basketball and stuff. You only get you can see the people across the court, but
right? Of course,
the picture quality isn't as crisp and perfect as what it is on, like a 4K TV. Which is
that's what I was just gonna say. So you're saying
it's not
so
bad.
You're like, your full res 4K, whether you're getting in 4K or not doesn't really matter. But like big flat screen is like crispy.
Yeah,
but this you can obviously see
when it's the 3D like VR camera.
Yeah,
you can see it's not perfect.
Okay,
that kind of stuff. But when you watch other stuff, it's a pretty damn good picture. When it's like a flat, like you said, the static, like,
like when you're watching a big ass TV.
So I clicked on one of the things on the dashboard is they have the NBA 2K League. So I clicked on that. I'm like, what's that all about, dude?
Yeah,
Let me take a peek at that.
This is what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, this was actually some stuff I had questions about. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically right now, all they got when you go in there is a hype reel. They didn't even have like highlights for them, but it was basically like just the other teams like showing like they would hit something and then they like talk shit to each other, like, getting up, like, flexing, like waving their hands.
Were they showing real people and gameplay at the same time?
Yeah, real people. It was just kind of going back and forth, because it was that hype reel. It was like, there's the gameplay, here's the real people, and then there was also a guy like rapping about it. So then they were showing him. So it was like this video of like, here's a guy rapping about basketball. They're playing basketball. But yeah, it was just like that. And then it showed, I'm going to check it out too later, but it showed that there's some sort of a deal that's going to be going from March something to April. So, and it said it was like a bracket play.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to check
some tournament that goes on.
It's like a 3-on-3 deal that goes from March whatever until April. And I don't know if that maybe it coincides with the March Madness.
Oh, maybe.
But I don't know. So that's a lot of the stuff is like scheduled, and I've seen it and I'm like, well, I haven't had a chance to check all this out yet, but it's all there, so it's cool to see. But that one was just the static. So I don't know if there's any form of VR. I thought it would be sick. Like if I could actually, somehow they would have a feed like built into the game. Right. Now, because NBA 2K League is a thing that I'd be able to be like on the court with the game
Yeah,
itself.
because it's virtual, because it's literally all being rendered in
Right.
real time.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you just be able to put a fucking MetaQuest camera in there and it
Yeah.
would not get in anybody's way?
So I thought maybe that was a thing, and maybe it is. I don't know. But right now, all I have is that hype reel and a lot of questions about like, what is this?
Dude.
Because
One of the things that got me so hyped for gaming in the future and like made me want to go and create video games.
Yeah.
I haven't, but whatever. The point is like one of the main things that got me going was the PlayStation Magazine used to be a thing, like a
PSM
PlayStation Magazine before it was the independent one. Yeah.
Yeah, because
PSM.
There was the official one and the independent one, PSM.
Yep.
And I remember PSM was a good magazine for just a magazine. The OPM had demo discs, so I always tried to get those.
Yeah, and I had PSM.
Yep.
And in PSM there was a whole just like theoretical thread in like the early 2000s. I remember reading it in study hall in high school.
Oh shit!
Like I have vivid memories of it, and because it was it just like it activated my brain in such a way that I was like, holy shit, dude. The idea, because console gaming was finally getting on the internet and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they said, just like, imagine a future where people are paying to watch people play professional sports virtually.
Yeah.
And they meant it like Madden. Like people will be recruited to be Madden players and people will pay tickets to go to see it. And video games could possibly have the same sort of like following that the base professional sports have.
Yeah.
Because you can literally get a headset, buy a seat, and be there in the game.
Right.
But that was a future without this. And now we're getting there though, where it's like, yeah, I buy a ticket to get in and they have 10 cameras set up, and whichever 10 cameras you want to watch from, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're just feeding them.
Right.
You, the user, you pick which 10 cameras you want to watch.
Right.
Like you create your own experience.
Yep. Yeah. That's
hope that we're getting there. That would be so fucking rad.
That would be sick. Yeah. But this, just a lot of different stuff I don't know about. And they have like, it does say tickets. That's a part that I don't know. And like click on it, it just says you don't have any tickets. So I'm like,
really?
What are tickets and how do I get these tickets?
Right.
Because they have.
And you think they're specific to this X Stadium?
I think it's X Stadium, and it's probably like some of the different stuff that they have in there. And I would assume that there's ways you could purchase stuff through the app. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe it might be something else too, completely different, where they're like, oh, tickets are like credits, and credits you can use for whatever. I don't know.
Right.
I haven't seen any of that. All I clicked on was the tickets, and it said you don't have any tickets. But I think like you might be able to get, pay-per-view sporting events. Like UFC is big on here.
They are.
Fighting championship is big on here. Oh, dude, I was watching. Dude, the craziest thing, I don't know if it knows where I'm at or if I just literally ended up hopping into just a local thing. But I clicked on the UFC thing, and it was like a lesser version of this stuff, and they called it some other stuff.
Okay.
But so I click on it and it brings me to this fight, and I'm like, I don't care what it is. I'm not really paying attention to anything. I'm just like, yes, that's, it shows two guys. Click on that. Is this a fight? And it starts, it is a fight. And then all of a sudden the first guy, they're just like, from, what did he even say? It was like Monticello or something. He's like, from Monticello. No, and I'm like, oh shit, that guy's from Minnesota. And I'm like, Shannon, this guy's from Minnesota. And then they're like, and then fighting out of the red corner, they're like, from Brooklyn Park. I'm like, what the fuck? They're both from Minnesota. Is this Minnesota fight? So I watched two guys cage fight from Minnesota.
Whoa.
But that was with the VR cam. And I'm like, I was above, like on the side, like how the cameramen are like on the top of
Oh,
the cage, like
yeah, and
looking
they're like
down.
on those stands, basically
Yeah.
looking down into the octagon.
Yep. Right where the camera would be, but it's a VR cam. So it's literally like you're just there watching them fight.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah.
That's
And I
awesome.
clicked on like 3 of them and they all went to decision. I was like, I want to see somebody get fucked up. And this, that's what I want to see. Is I want to see
I want
somebody
to see motherfucker get knocked out in VR.
Just,
God damn
bah!
it!
I want to hear it. Bam, and just be like, oh
That
my God.
I'm glad you said hear it, because before we wrap up on this, that was the other thing I want to talk about, because you talked about like the spatial audio and shit in like to the other people inside the metaverse,
Yeah.
right? So like you're at the concert, you're at the Blackpink concert, right? And you're like front row.
Yeah.
You can't see other live people because it's cut off the way it's cut, like
Yeah.
the way the camera's cut off.
I couldn't see fans.
Yeah, you couldn't see like live fans at the show because you're at a
Yeah.
live Pink,
The
like
Blackpink.
Blackpink
Yeah. Yeah.
concert, right?
I think it's a regular concert. I don't know
Sure.
if there's other people there or if they put on their concert. If it was like
Just
if it
for
was like a
meta.
dress rehearsal that they put the camera in, you know?
Right. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So I don't know for
But you can
sure.
see everybody else in the metaverse.
I can see, yeah, because it's in this version, it's like there's the show where you're
Yep.
at, and then
Yep.
alongside of you, like to be able to view the show like properly to get as close as you can,
Yeah.
you have to walk to like the edge. So there's like
Okay.
you look to the side and it's like real people, you know, watching
Uh-huh.
through the VR in their living room, but they're right,
Right.
next to you in the real world.
Yeah.
And that happens on everything. So I think that's about all I got for like the sports and stuff with the
But quick, what about the
Yeah.
sound? What about the sound though? Like
oh
you're at a concert. Is the sound when you as you walk towards the stage, does the sound get louder?
yeah.
So it's quieter if you're further away?
Yep.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude.
And
It's-
where does the mic seem to be when you're like watching the X Games? Like the audio's right there on top of it.
Oh,
So like
I don't
are you getting fed the audio straight from the camera? So as a snowboarder comes up, it's like and fades out.
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention to that too much because you do have the announcers talking the whole time.
Oh,
'Cause
right.
they're
So
still there.
the like, okay. So they're still feeding you announcers
Right.
like
Yep.
normal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But it is pretty spatially like aware too. So I would bet it probably is set up like the mic is on the camera. So if you hear somebody going from left to right or right to left, that it would sound like that because it does that in the games I play.
Right.
Like if I hear somebody walking, I know like there's somebody to my right. I'll stop moving. There's somebody on the outside of the wall to my right, pretty sure, telling the other people, you guys hear that?
Mhm.
He's on me. Then you just fucking just run and start shooting. Fucking yeah, dude.
Okay.
So the last thing I'll touch on because I think that's all I got from the different
Yeah. No,
sports
that
and
was
stuff.
that's cool.
But
And
you know-
yeah, we're getting
You know
Time
what
to
I've
wrap
been
up.
doing?
what?
I've been fishing, dude. I've been
Dude.
fishing.
Hell yeah.
There's a game that is free called Bait.
Oh.
And I initially watched
name.
and I initially watched the thing and they're like talking about like walking around and gathering like treasure and all this shit. And it's like some stuff you can do like in the multiplayer version of it, but that's
Okay.
like all they advertise. And
Okay.
I saw it and I was like, oh, I thought it was a fishing game because it says bait. And then you look and it's
Right.
like all this other weird stuff. Nah,
Mhm.
that's just for whatever reason what they decided to advertise. When you go in,
What
it's
the fuck?
it's relatively short game to like beat the like
okay.
storyline, but
Okay.
then to complete everything, there's like extra stuff you can unlock because they do want you to catch like one of every fish and then catch a 3-star of every fish and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But it's literally like you can set it up so you're sitting on the thing, and then when you go to your different areas, you don't walk around, so it puts you like on a dock in a chair. So like when you go to this spot, you look down. You
I like
got,
that chill out. Like,
yeah,
just
yeah.
on
You
a dock in a chair.
you're just like
Okay,
here.
okay.
You're like you're sitting in your living room, but you look down and you're
Yeah.
like in a chair in this virtual world, and it's all very cartoony, and all the fish
Sure.
are fake.
Uh-huh.
But that's fun. Like they're like modeled after real fish, but it's kind of like, I forget which
Oh,
bass game it was, but there was a bass game that was like that where they had the Patriot bass, where it was like,
right.
the red, white, and blue, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. There were these exaggerated
Yeah,
ones.
it's all
I
this
feel
kind of
like it was
difference.
Real Fishing that ended up doing that later in its life. It was like Real Fishing 4 ended up doing stuff like that or something, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so, because I think real fishing, the whole point was that it's all real.
That it kept it real.
Yeah, I forget what the other game. I think I had all the real fishings. It was a different one where they
That's right.
had
You got into
it was
those.
all fake fish until at the
Mhm.
end, like the main thing that you had to catch was the coelacanth, which is a real fish, but it was like 1,000-pound catfish was like your final boss basically. And I remember you just
That's
fight it like a
awesome.
motherfucker. Like you kept wanting to break the line, and you're like, God damn, it's never gonna come in. But in this one, they have like different, like a blowfish that is one of them was like a sun and moon fish or whatever, and like the outside of
Mhm.
it looks whatever, and they had like a lava rock fish where he kind of looked
Oh,
like
cool.
some sort of a, like one of the bottom walker.
Oh, yeah,
I
like
don't
a
know.
goby or something, some
Yeah,
kind of
like a
goby
goby,
or
but it's like a real big goby, but it looks like it's made of lava rock. I know
that's
that
sweet.
there's a punk pike where it's like a pike, but it has a mohawk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
so it's shit like that,
Rock
and
and
then you get,
roll.
yeah, exactly. So you get different rods and stuff, and the rod actually moves pretty fucking good. When you
Really?
got it, you can move it, and you can swing the line around like it would, and the rod's flexing and moving right. And when you
Wow.
cast, there's two triggers. You hold the reel or the rod with the one trigger, and the other one you pull the trigger and you pull it back. And when you go forward, if you release that finger, it casts. So
Nice.
it casts nice, and then you
Like a
use your,
spinner?
yeah.
Like a
Well,
like a spinning reel?
yeah. I mean, both
In
of
a
them,
way.
like a spinning reel, or they have the top one, which is more of like a thumb thing, is what
Oh,
it should
yeah,
be,
yeah.
but they work the same. There's a
Okay.
couple of different reels. They all work, like they should. So it's not like the
That's cool.
most realistic thing, but you cast it out and then you reel it, and it's got the meter and stuff, but you're just sitting there as you're reeling, and it's kind of fun because there's like this cartoony guy that works at the bait shop, and he's like, oh,
Yeah.
these people want this fish in their fish tank or whatever. Can you go catch me one of those? And then they like just making up shit that's not real. Like, oh, you can go to this lake, but you need to have a license to fish that lake, you know? And
Mm.
he's like, I can
Mhm.
get you that license, but I need 3 more of this kind of fish. And you're like, all right, back
Mm.
at it, boss. I'll go, catch these fish. But I think it's dope that
Nice.
you just get to, the my wife and me watch The Masked Singer,
Yep.
and I don't need to watch it. I can listen to it. So I'm just like, she's watching them perform or whatever. I'm just listening to their voices and like, you think it could be this person? As I'm like reeling in.
Reeling in a lava goby.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there fishing, casting out, catching stuff. But yeah, they do have like um
That's
the
sweet.
yeah, they have multiplayer where you can go to the different spots, and it's got all the chairs like lined up. So it's like you and like 3 other real people all just sitting on the dock, and you can see each other. So you can
Yeah,
like catch
dude.
a fish and just be like, "Oh shit, that was a nice good fish. Nice catch, dude."
Yeah, dude.
But then, just like any other multiplayer stuff, like my son wants to play, and he goes and finds this shack. And this shack is full of like 5 just dickhead kids that are like, yo, get the fuck out of here, shit goose, before I booty rape you. Start saying stuff,
Oh
wild
my
shit like
god.
that.
Yeah, just that fucking online
Yeah.
toxic shit that yep.
But then I just like tell Becky, and I'm just like, hey, dude, can I have the headset real quick? And he's just like, yeah. And I give it real right back. And then before I leave, I'm just like, that's a 5-year-old son, or 5-year-old kid you're talking to, but I'm going to leave right now so he can play this game and not have to deal with you. And you're lucky that he's playing it Otherwise, I would have stuck around and made you feel stupid in front of your friends, and then just left. Like, because I would have, oh, dude, I would have shut him down. I was already had it all planned out to just lay into this kid.
Right,
Like, you know, the only reason you're playing that MetaQuest is because your mom bought it so she'd go and screw her boyfriend in the next.
Right. So how do you hear it? Like, how are you able to hear what he's hearing? You got headset?
There's mics, right? Like, they're built into the headset. So they're like...
No, I mean, how do you hear what your son's hearing? You know
they're
what I mean?
not...
Like, if somebody else is using it.
They're not headphones.
How do you know?
So they're like the mics that you hear in your ears are like the room can hear.
Oh.
So it's like just kind of like a ambient, like when you have it turned up, he can hear it because he's right here, but I'm also in close enough proximity that I can hear what they're saying.
Oh.
And when it's some dickhead kid just being like, "Shit, Goose, get out of here," like I can hear his voice pretty damn clear.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's yelling and he's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So it's shit like that. You can hook up like headphones, like Bluetooth wise, but I am not willing to be that disconnected to the world. That actually scares me. I don't want to cut off my eyes and my ears and just be standing in the middle of my living room.
And just be in that world. Yeah. Dude, yeah.
I'd probably, like, my wife just comes up to try to get my attention and I can't hear or see. So she's got to come and physically touch me.
Right.
And the moment she touches me, I'd probably just poop.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even see that coming. Poop my pants.
Damn it.
All right, let's wrap up on that note. Like, subscribe. Don't poop your pants when you hit the button because it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, and if you got a 5-year-old playing your headset, maybe don't name him shit because MetaQuest says you could only change your name every 6 months. So he's stuck having shit goose above his head.
So everybody calls him. Oh, fuck, that's so funny.